How is it possible for a striker who scores hundreds of goals, breaks record after record, and becomes top scorer everywhere he plays to spend years without lifting a major trophy? That is the strangest story in football, the curse of Harry Kane. While other players win titles simply because they play for giant clubs, Kane always seemed to fall at the final hurdle. With Tottenham Hotspur, England national football team, and even Bayern Munich, a club famous for constantly winning trophies, bad luck somehow continued following him everywhere. Fans began calling it the Kane curse, a meme that slowly evolved into an internet legend. Ironically, the better Kane performed, the more painful his failures became. And just when everyone believed the curse had finally ended, football still had one final piece of drama waiting for Harry Kane. So in today's video, we're going to discuss Harry Kane's incredible journey of constantly falling short of trophies before finally breaking the curse. Tottenham Hotspur, where the curse began. Harry Kane exploded onto the scene with Tottenham Hotspur during the 2014-15 season. In a short time, he transformed from an academy player into the deadliest striker in England. Goal after goal turned Kane into Spurs' new icon. But the problems began when Tottenham repeatedly failed during the biggest moments. The 2015 EFL Cup final against Chelsea became Kane's first golden opportunity to win a major trophy. Unfortunately, Spurs lost 2-0. At the time, many people considered the defeat normal because Kane was still young, but nobody realized it was only the beginning of a long story filled with heartbreak. This was when the phrase Harry Kane curse slowly started appearing among football fans. Season after season passed, Kane became sharper and sharper, but Tottenham still failed to win trophies. During the 2016-17 Premier League season, Spurs arguably had their strongest squad in decades under Mauricio Pochettino. Kane finished as league top scorer, but Tottenham still lost the title race to Chelsea. Even during the famous 2015-16 season when Leicester City shocked the world by becoming champions, Spurs somehow still finished below Arsenal after once looking like the biggest title contenders. Rival fans started turning Kane into a joke. They claimed Kane was too good for a club that always fails. Ironically, Kane stayed loyal to Spurs for years despite winning nothing. He eventually left Tottenham as the club's all-time top scorer, but without a single major trophy. A statistic that feels almost impossible for a striker of his level. The 2019 Champions League Final. The most painful night. The 2018-19 season became the most magical European journey in Tottenham Hotspur history. Spurs shockingly reached their first ever Champions League final after eliminating Manchester City and Ajax in dramatic fashion. Many fans believed this was finally Harry Kane's destiny to win a major trophy, especially because Kane had just recovered from a serious injury before the final against Liverpool. But the dream collapsed almost immediately. Tottenham conceded an early penalty and eventually lost 2-0. Kane, who was clearly not fully fit, struggled to make an impact in the biggest game of his career at that point. The defeat became one of the most painful moments in Tottenham history. What made the story even tragic was how close Kane actually came to football's biggest club trophy. If Tottenham had won that night, the entire narrative surrounding Kane's career might have changed forever. He would no longer be remembered as a world-class player without trophies. But football played another cruel trick on him. After that final, Tottenham's decline began rapidly. Mauricio Pochettino was sacked, the squad slowly collapsed, and Spurs once again struggled to compete at the highest level. Kane continued scoring goals, but the aura of failure became even stronger around him. The internet exploded with Kane curse memes. Fans joked that any team with Kane was destined to fail. Even when Kane played brilliantly, trophies always seemed to stay just a few steps away from him. The 2019 Champions League final eventually became the biggest symbol of Harry Kane's club-level curse. England national team, always falling at the final step. The Harry Kane curse did not only exist at club level. With England, Kane also repeatedly failed during football's biggest moments. At the 2018 FIFA World Cup, England shocked the world by reaching their first semi-final since 1990. Kane even finished as the tournament's top scorer and won the Golden Boot. England fans started believing the famous slogan, "Football's coming home." But in the semi-final against Croatia national team, England lost after extra time. A golden chance to reach the World Cup final disappeared. Many fans began believing Kane was genuinely unlucky because every time he approached a major trophy, football somehow created another heartbreaking ending. The peak of Kane's suffering with England came during UEFA Euro 2020 and UEFA Euro 2024. During UEFA Euro 2020, played in 2021, England reached the final at Wembley against Italy national team. England even scored early, and the entire stadium believed the trophy was finally coming home. But Italy fought back and eventually won on penalties. 3 years later, England reached another final at UEFA Euro 2024, this time against Spain national team. Once again, England lost. 2 European Championship finals, 2 heartbreaking defeats. Kane's record became terrifying, constantly finishing as runner-up in football's biggest tournaments. Many fans started calling him the unluckiest player of his generation. Even international media began seriously discussing the Harry Kane trophy curse as a real modern football phenomenon. He joined Bayern Munich, but the curse followed him. In 2023, Harry Kane finally left Tottenham Hotspur and joined Bayern Munich. Everyone believed the curse would finally end. Bayern were Germany's most dominant club and had already won the Bundesliga 11 seasons in a row. Many fans even joked Kane would win a trophy in his very first match. But what happened instead became one of the biggest memes of his career. Kane's Bayern debut came in the 2023 DFL Super Cup against RB Leipzig. The result? Bayern were destroyed 3-0. The internet instantly exploded with jokes that Kane's curse has reached Bayern Munich. Even neutral fans began believing there was something genuinely bizarre about Kane's career. And the drama did not stop there. During the 2023-24 season, Bayern, a club that normally wins trophies every year, somehow failed to win anything at all. Bayer 04 Leverkusen produced a historic unbeaten season to win the Bundesliga. Bayern were eliminated in the DFB Pokal and also failed in the Champions League. Ironically, Kane himself enjoyed a ridiculous individual season. He scored 36 Bundesliga goals and won the European Golden Shoe. Individually, Kane looked unstoppable, but his team still completely failed. That only made the Kane curse memes even more viral worldwide. Fans joked that Bayern lost their championship aura the moment Kane arrived. Some even claimed Kane had somehow cursed the biggest club in Germany within a single season. The entire story felt like a football movie plot too unrealistic to be true. The curse finally ends, but still with drama. Finally, in May 2025, Harry Kane officially broke the curse with Bayern Munich. Bayern won the Bundesliga, and Kane lifted the first major trophy of his professional career. But of course, football still delivered one final piece of drama. Bayern actually nearly secured the title earlier against RB Leipzig, but they conceded a late equalizer and failed to celebrate that night. Even more ironically, Kane was suspended and almost missed the moment Bayern officially became champions. Fans immediately joked that even when the curse finally ended, Kane still had to suffer until the very last second. International media described the moment as the ending of one of the strangest stories in football history. After finally winning the Bundesliga, the enormous pressure surrounding Kane slowly disappeared. Public perception completely changed. He was no longer called the world-class striker without trophies, but instead a legend who finally destroyed football's most famous curse. Even during the 2025-26 season, Kane helped Bayern win a domestic double and scored a hat-trick in the DFB Pokal final. That achievement became proof that once the first trophy arrived, the massive psychological burden he carried for years finally disappeared. Many fans now see Kane's journey as a symbol of perseverance. He failed repeatedly, lost final after final, became an internet meme for years, yet continued fighting and scoring goals. In the end, the Harry Kane curse truly existed for football fans, until Kane himself destroyed it through patience, resilience, and extraordinary hard work. Harry Kane is proof that football can sometimes be crueler than logic itself. He had everything needed to become a legend: goals, records, consistency, loyalty, and elite mentality. But for years, one thing was always missing from his career: trophies. From Tottenham, the Champions League final, the World Cup semi-final, 2 Euro finals, all the way to Bayern suddenly failing after his arrival, everything felt like scenes from a tragic football movie. But perhaps that is exactly why Kane's story became so special. When he finally lifted the Bundesliga, the entire football world felt like it was witnessing the ending of the greatest curse in modern football. So what do you think? Was Harry Kane truly cursed, or was he simply unlucky enough to constantly play for teams that collapsed during the biggest moments? Write your opinion in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more crazy football stories.